Everything's quiet when I get up to go to school. My name is Zukun, and I live with my mom and dad in a village called Shikutown near Ningbo, China. I get up about 5:15, sometimes even before my mom and dad. That's because my friends and I like to get to school about an hour before classes start. Sometimes I buy my breakfast at a little shop on the way to school. But today, Mother's making me breakfast. I'm having soup made with rice, vegetables, and eggs. We use our chopsticks to pick up pieces of food and scoop rice from our bowl into our mouth. It's okay to make noise when you eat. We walk about a half an hour to school, which is in the next village. On the way, we see people starting their day. Washing clothes, washing vegetables, picking tea. Many different kinds of tea are grown in China and traded with other countries. Farmers pick tea 3 times a year. The tea leaves are brought back to the village before they wilt, so they can be dried in a large heated pan called a wok. Most people in our area drink green tea, but if they want black tea, they let the leaves ferment before they dried. The first thing I do when we get to school is wash the rice I brought for lunch. I put water with the rice so it will soften and puff up when it cooks. The cook piles our boxes high on the stove. We put our names on our lunch boxes because they all look so much alike. The wooden sides keep the pile from falling and keep the heat and steam inside when she puts on the lid. Then she builds a fire in the stove. The rice cooks while we're in class. Before class, we like to play ping pong, which is popular all over China. Then we go to our classroom and practice reading before our teacher comes. We're all reading something different, so it's very noisy. When our teacher comes in, we show our respect by bowing. Our teacher is holding up new characters for us to learn. Characters are like letters that stand for a whole idea or thing. This character means feed the chickens. And this one means wide-eyed. Mandarin is the official language that's taught in all schools. But many other languages are spoken in various parts of the country because China has 56 nationalities. The rice is ready by the time we have lunch at noon. We eat in our classroom. After I've left for school in the morning and Mom and Dad have eaten breakfast, Mom goes to the village market to buy food. Sellers come to the village at about 6 each morning, so people can buy fresh food every day. It's a good place to visit with friends. The market has several kinds of meat, fish, fruit, and vegetables for sale. People can also buy clothes and shoes there. When Mom gets home, she washes clothes. Our washing machine is in a room under our house. She hangs the clothes to dry. Dad reads the paper in the morning. My parents and grandparents farm together. They grow bonsai, which are miniature trees. It's late in the spring, and they've finished most of the spring work. Dad's going to check on the bonsai they're growing in the mountains. On his way, Dad walks through a bamboo grove. Early every spring, Dad trims each of his bonsai plants. When the plants are about 2 years old, Dad takes them from the field and puts them in pots to begin training. A bonsai is supposed to remind you of a full-grown tree, so when you look at it, you can think about nature. Dad wraps the branches with wires to train the tree to grow in a way that looks like a full-grown tree. Every year, he has to change the wires so the trees can keep growing. Our neighbors are tying their bonsai so the plants won't fall out of their pots when they're shipped to market. It usually takes about an hour for Mom to make lunch for her and Dad. She chops a vegetable, adds it to the pork she's fried, and then adds rice noodles, and eggs. At about 3 o'clock, Dad gives me a ride home from school. In my school bag, I've brought home lots of small bamboo shoots I've gathered. This time of year, bamboo trees send up new growth. People cut the young shoots to use in cooking. If they have more than they can use now, they cut up the bamboo and dry it in the sun. In the winter, they can soak the bamboo in water, and it will be ready to cook. Mom and Dad peel off the tough outer leaves so she can cook the bamboo for dinner tonight. Mom will make a special dinner because my grandparents are coming to eat with us. She washes the bamboo I found, cuts it up, and cooks it. Then she peels taro root, which grows in our area and is ready this time of year. It's a special treat that we look forward to all year. Mom fries pork, then she adds eggplant. Mom heats water in the morning and puts it in the thermos to stay hot, so it's ready for cooking and for making tea any time during the day. She cooks most food in the wok, or frying pan, but she also uses a pressure cooker. Mom puts oil in the pan, so it's ready for cooking. Fries pork in the oil, and adds green peppers. Later she cooks shrimp. Our stove has a big fan at the back to carry cooking smoke outside. Before dinner, I do my homework. Then I play with my friends. At about 6 o'clock, Grandma and Grandpa come for dinner. Mom changes seats with me so I can watch TV. Everyone uses their chopsticks to take food from the dishes at the center of the table. Mom has made several kinds of meat, fish, and vegetables for dinner. Every meal ends with rice and tea. Before bed, Mom helps me wash my feet. Then I wash my face and brush my teeth in the kitchen. It's about 9 o'clock when I climb into my bed, next to Mom and Dad's. Good night.
Long before I wake up in the morning, people are gathering in the park along the river to exercise and do Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a kind of exercise for the mind and body, developed in ancient China. Although it looks like a dance, it's really the defense movements a warrior might have used, but done very slowly and thoughtfully. I'm still sleeping when my dad starts making breakfast. It's 6 o'clock when my alarm wakes me for school. My name is Yu Qinbo, and I'm 9 years old. I live with my mother and father in Ningbo, a city of about 1 million people on the eastern coast of China. Last night, Mom and I put out the clothes I'm going to wear today. It's still quite chilly on this spring morning, so I wear several layers of clothes. For breakfast, we're having rice, scrambled eggs, sausage, dried pork, pickled vegetables, and milk. After breakfast, Mom helps me with my hair. Then Dad and I give my silkworms fresh mulberry leaves. When each worm or caterpillar is big enough, it will spin a puffy, white cocoon around itself. For thousands of years, people in China have grown silkworms for the long, strong thread that forms their cocoon. After about 10 days, the cocoons are ready to be unwound, but I'll let my caterpillars grow into moths. Silk has been important to Chinese people because we traded silk to the traders who traveled here from Europe. The silk business isn't as important as it used to be because China now makes so many things to trade with other countries. My father says China is one of the largest manufacturers and traders in the world. When I leave for school at about 7, my mother and father also go to work. Mother works at the Ningbo Education Commission. Chinese people have great respect for education, and parents try to make sure their children get as much education as they can. Dad teaches people how to inspect everything that's shipped through Ningbo Harbor. Most of the goods on the ships and barges are carried in big boxes called containers. The containers can be picked up by cranes to be loaded or unloaded onto trucks or railroad cars. My friend, Ma Ting Ting, and I ride a city bus to school. Most people either ride bicycles, use buses, or walk. To show our respect to each other and to the school, we salute as we enter the schoolyard. At 7:30, everyone gathers in the courtyard. Our school has about 1,500 students in grades 1 through 6. We make announcements, raise the flag, and sing the national anthem. China is a socialist country where people work to make things better for everyone. We think of the government as being ourselves, the people. We're trying to make sure everyone has an education, health care, and a good place to live. This is a big job because China has so many people, more than 1 billion. So in order for the government to be able to take care of everyone, each couple is allowed to give birth to only 1 child. Even so, our class, like most, has about 58 students. Today we have exercise class. At noon, students from each room go to the school kitchen to pick up lunch for their class. Today we're having rice, chicken, and soup. After lunch, each of us washes our own dishes. Twice each day, we also do exercises to rest and strengthen our eyes. During recess, I like to play a string game that's a little like jump rope. After school, we can choose from lots of activities. I have English club once a week. Because most business and science is done in English, our teacher says it's important for us to learn.
I can run faster than you. Don't be so sure. Well then, let's run to the tall tree over there. Let's see who can get there first.
Even though our school building was just built in 1996, the school is over 100 years old. The government feels education is very important for China's future, but this hasn't always been true. For many years, people were taught that music, art, religion, cultural traditions, learning, and even beauty were bad, and so they were forbidden. But in recent years, the government wants people to learn and practice all kinds of art, traditions, and culture, so education is now very important. Other things are changing too. Everything in China used to belong to everyone. No one owned their own business or home. Children didn't even have their own toys. Now people can run their own businesses and buy homes, and it's okay to have things like games, TV, and money. Mother picks me up from school at about 5 o'clock. After she drops me at home, she walks to the grocery store, where she's buying shrimp and crabs for dinner. After the clerk weighs the vegetables, Mom pays for them with money called yuan. We only live a few blocks from the market. My parents bought our apartment 2 years ago when the building was new. Mom says our government has built lots of apartments in Ningbo and all over China in recent years. We live on the 4th floor of our building. My homework usually takes me about an hour. Then I like to watch TV. Dad uses a wok to cook almost everything but rice, which he washes and cooks in an electric steamer. Most people in southern China eat rice at every meal. In northern China, people eat more foods made with wheat, like noodles and steamed bread. Dad says our country is known for its large variety of foods and interesting cooking. We usually eat dinner at about 6 o'clock. Then Mom checks my homework. Later, Ma Ting Ting comes over and we all do karaoke. Our karaoke set plays the music and words to songs and records us as we sing along. It's 9 o'clock. Time to get ready for bed. Good night.